everybody wants to be a head coach, but being a head coach isn't for everybody.
JB Bickerstaff has been around the NBA his entire life, with his father, Bernie Bickerstaff, serving as an assistant and head coach for 5 different teams across a 40-year career, making one final pit stop as an assistant coach in Cleveland during the 2013-14 season. So it's only fitting that his son, JB, would finally find a home for himself in Cleveland after serving as an assistant and interim coach for various teams since 2005. JB was a mid-season replacement for Kevin McHale and the Houston Rockets in 2016 before taking over in the middle of the season for David Fizdale in Memphis just a few years later. Fast forward to the 2019-20 NBA season, when Cavaliers head coach John Beilein slugged his way out of the NBA after only a few months at the helm, and Bickerstaff once again found himself jumping into the driver's seat to steer for another lost franchise. And JB's first season in Cleveland was tough. He didn't have much to work with, and at times resorted to some of the most bizarre lineups to ever grace an NBA floor. As a defensive-minded coach, JB was struggling to find an identity with a team that ranked dead last in defensive rating the year he took over. He managed to improve this mark slightly in his first full year as a coach, pushing his team all the way to 25th in the league. But it wasn't until the Cavaliers acquired Jarrett Allen and eventually Evan Mobley that JB Bickerstaff finally had a chance to flex his muscles. It's easy to forget how many people question Mobley and Allen's fit together in the front court. In a league that was rapidly moving to small ball, JB planned on starting not just 2 7-footers, but 3, once Lauri Markkanen joined the roster. All of a sudden, the Cavs were the biggest team in the NBA, with 2 non-shooting big men in the front court. Many people questioned if this trio of 7-footers would be able to survive in the modern NBA, but JB's talent as a defensive-minded coach quickly began to take shape. What was once a bottom-dwelling NBA team, the Cavs now boasted one of the best defenses in the game. And with the development of Darius Garland turning into an all-star caliber floor general, Cleveland was able to make a completely unexpected leap last season, just 1 year after finishing with the 4th worst record. But it hasn't all been pretty. The Cavs collapsed down the stretch of last season, falling from 4th in the East before the All-Star break to the play-in tournament and eventually missing the playoffs altogether. JB's limitations as an offensive coach were highlighted as injuries devastated the Cavs' arsenal, putting their lack of timely play calling on full display. Much of the Cavs' collapse was out of JB's control, but the factors he should have been able to turn in Cleveland's favor didn't go as planned either. That's why when the Cavs traded for a superstar in Donovan Mitchell and officially launched from a rebuild into being full-on contenders, fans began to question if JB was the right guy for the job. Could JB get this team over the top, or is he simply not talented enough at the X's and O's to get Cleveland where they need to be? I think it's still too early to answer this question, but it's worth taking a deep look into how JB has grown as a coach and highlight exactly what he has been doing that has Cleveland rolling into the playoffs with home court advantage. The first thing that stands out about JB's coaching style is his rapport with the team. The players are fully invested in his game plan, and Bickerstaff deserves a ton of credit for the culture that has been built in Cleveland. This is a fun, hardworking team that is ready to rally behind JB at a moment's notice. And you only have to look back a few years to remember how drastically different things could be in the locker room. JB is the mastermind behind the Junkyard Dog Award that has shaped Cleveland's mentality. It's a worthy achievement that a team with 2 less than ideal defenders in the backcourt has built its identity on being the toughest defense in the league. And the Cavs don't do it by fouling or starting fights with their opponents. JB's utilization of Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen was his first breakthrough as a coach. I already mentioned how crazy it was for JB to experiment with 2 7-footers during this era of basketball, but the way JB has trusted his big men to cover the entire floor, rotate to the perimeter, and dive back into the paint to help one another has been remarkable. The Cavs use Allen and Mobley in all sorts of interesting ways, like this play where Mobley picks up Jamal Murray above the 3-point line to keep the Cavs guards out of defending a pick and roll. The Nuggets force Garland into the action anyway, but Allen springs up to defend Murray himself, before Mobley walls off Jokic in the post and Mitchell uses his length to disrupt the passing lane and go the other way with a steal. JB has a luxury with Allen and Mobley, but convincing the entire team to scramble and rotate like on this play against Washington is a testament to JB's coaching ability. He has the ship running smoothly, and while every team has a weakness, JB has consistently adjusted his approach to keep Cleveland at the top of the league all season on this side of the floor. But most fans agree JB has the talent for setting up a defense, and if you want a deeper look into the Cavs defense, you can check out this video I did a few weeks ago. However, it's the offensive side of the ball that has people concerned about JB's status as head coach. The Cavs have been outsmarted and forced into some dreadful scoring droughts during JB's tenure with the team. But he has grown quite a bit in this department over the last year. It's important to remember that Cleveland wasn't even competitive enough to remain close in games during JB's first year as head coach. It wasn't until last year that he was truly challenged to design plays late in games. And JB has again been challenged to draw up plays on the fly, as the Cavs are no longer a team that has taken the league by surprise, but rather a title contender that every opponent is game planning for. With this adjustment period causing some rough stretches for the Cavs, I think it's safe to say JB's offense has been rolling this season, all things considered. They rank 9th in offensive rating, despite playing at a massive disadvantage with 2 to 3 non-shooters on the floor at all times and a lackluster bench. JB has carved out some comfortable go-to plays in Cleveland's offense, such as punishing teams in the short roll. The Cavs might not be able to space the floor with three-point shooting, but they routinely pull defenders out of the paint on these pick and rolls that lead quickly into dump-off passes for one of the bigs. Take a look at this set, where Garland takes a dribble handoff and jumps straight into a pick and roll with Allen. With the help defender stuck on Mitchell, Porzingis is forced to step up to stop Allen, but Mobley is already cutting straight behind him for an easy dunk. A few minutes later, the Cavs start this set with a stagger for Allen before he sets the screen for Garland. This flows straight into a short roll, and then another pick and roll in the corner with LeVert. Daniel Gafford has no chance of chasing both of these plays on his own, and it leads to another dunk. And lastly, JB is coaching on the fly here, instructing Caris LeVert to dive into the corner and bring his man out of the play. This opens up a clear passing lane for Okoro to zip a dime to Allen on his way to the rim. The Cavs' lack of spacing has made it difficult for them to get into their best actions at times, but JB works relentlessly to find advantages for his best players. Take this play, where Garland works down as Mitchell pops up off the screen. The set continues with Garland working around off of a Mobley screen, but when the Nuggets switch a smaller defender onto him, Mobley immediately seals his defender and takes advantage for a dunk. JB has cooked up some great plays that involve both members of his dynamic backcourt. The Cavs love using Mitchell as a screener, as the attention he draws can be more than enough to give Garland an opening to attack. These two have built some serious chemistry in their first season together, and it should only get better as time goes on. One of my favorite sets for Cleveland is arguably their most simple design that they use constantly whenever the offense starts to stagnate. They set up in horns and dump the ball to Mitchell on the elbow, where he uses an Allen screen to dribble straight into a jump shot from the nail. Regardless of what analytics say, this is one of the easiest shots in basketball, and I'm convinced Donovan Mitchell could do this in his sleep.
Donovan Mitchell, elbow jumper, got it. Mitchell erratic shooting, make one, miss one.
And you saw it in Brooklyn, another 16-point first quarter and got his team off to a hot start.
Speaking of hot start, Donovan Mitchell, who made his first 3 buckets.
Adebayo, who got off to a slow start, now has a dozen points, a couple of rebounds, 4 dunks in his first half. Mitchell, I like it.
But not only has it been an automatic bucket for Mitchell, it has also opened up some interesting counter plays, like this one where Mitchell fakes the shot and drops the ball back to Allen for a dunk. Or here against the Lakers, where Mitchell senses the defense overcommitting and spins on the catch to attack the basket. JB is blessed to have elite scorers like Garland and Mitchell to boost his offense, while Allen and Mobley give him the tools needed to build a world-class defense. He has already won the 6th most games in franchise history, and is only 18 games behind Ty Lue for 5th place. This might not be the highest bar to clear, but it's pretty solid for a mid-season replacement. JB has his weaknesses, like some questionable rotations and an offense that is still prone to dry spells at times. And though it remains unclear if JB is the guy who can take Cleveland over the wall, until we actually hit that wall, let's enjoy the ride and see how far he can take them.
Smart gonna back down Garland, spins past him. Oh, rejection by Jared Allen, great recovery. The secondary defender, now Garland with a lob, and the finish by Mitchell.